Assalamu alaikum, I'm Riaz Ahmed. Welcome to this what my video lecture. Hopefully you all would be in the best of your health and doing very well. This was the last lecture is for what in previous lecture what I just discussed with you people, a brief introduction to the poem Carrion Comfort by G.M. Hopkins. Then what I just I discussed the textual lines of this very poem with you, and now it's this was the last lecture, and this was the theme of the poem Care and Comfort. This what the core idea is for what the poem is all about, and in my this what is for what is there in my mind, that what the poem is about, the spiritual struggle. This what the core idea, the theme is. The poem is all about the spiritual struggle of the speaker, and this what is for is the poet. It is all about acceptance, sufferings, and inner conflict, and what in the end, self-realization. So it is what just a struggle. It was just a inner conflict, and then what he accepts. No doubt he suffers a lot. No doubt what he has been treated so roughly, and what he accepts. There is what inside the inner conflict, but what he comes to, the realization. This what self-realization. Now what come to, as for the context, is the speaker what has been under the deep intense despair, and what he wrote this poem is for in that very period, what the period was for him, a period of hopelessness and desolation, a period of what despair for him. So let us see this what is for the main idea, the core idea, what going through the text. Let us first take the first four lines. It is for what the poet starts with, what the poet calls despair is Carrion comfort, and this is how he goes through the this what the inner conflict. What the inner conflict is for he is there in the depth of hopelessness and the depth of despair, and something what going on. This what the inner conflict is. What's something going on in the inner, and is for forcing him to suicide, and is for what he is on the brink of just of the suicide. But what he shows is determination. What he shows is resolution, is firm belief, and that what he is not going to succumb. He is not going to fail, and what to defeat the despair. All this, no, I will not care and comfort despair, not feast on thee, not untwist, select they may be. These lost trends of man in me are most weary. All this what shows all these negatives, not, no, nay. All this what shows is determination or resolution, and this what he tries his best to outlive the survive, and he hopes for the day. He hopes for the day that one day the depression will fade away, and what all is. Where comes this determination? Where comes this resolution? It is what something spiritual inside him. There is this what struggle. It deals with the inner conflict. But where this determination comes, where this resolution comes, how he just stands, this what all comes from his faith, from his firm belief. It is something what spiritual. What is some spiritual, and what this makes him to survive, to resist. The second, this what stanza is for 5 to 8. The second quatrain is this what in this very stanza he questions God, that why God treats him so roughly. This is what something inner conflict is going on, and he asks so much. This what so many questions. This what is for that. Why God, you treated me so roughly? Why God, you just inflicted upon me all these sufferings? Not able to understand that why he is not able to understand God's mystery of putting him in acute pain and despair. All these words, the words this what is for ringworld, rock, lion limb, devouring eyes, tempest, frantic, flee. All these words, what it shows that how much he was in pain, acute pain, mental pain, and how much he was. This is for how much he had been suffered. What it shows that constant despair. What the constant despair or hopelessness, what has caused him mental pains. Mental pain. This was something mental pain, not the physical one. This what is their inner conflict, and what he asks. This what God, why all this miseries, why all this what is for inflicted upon me, the despair or hopelessness. This what it is, just like what a tempest, what the strong winds blowing against me, and this what flying me here and there, and this what putting him in a heap, and what I just frantic to avoid thee and flee, what I just desperately trying my best to run away from this hopelessness, from this despair. This what in this stanza what he questions. Mental pain is there, but he has been crushed, spiritually crushed. He struggles to free himself from the distress, what the inner conflict is. And the last 6 lines, now what comes the is for it is what a journey. In the very first line, what how he has been this what in this what in acute pain, in the depth of despair, and how this what he shows his determination, how he shows his resolution, and this what all this is. And then what he questions so many questions, this what God, that why all this. And now what we do find, this what the journey what comes to, that what we do find change, or this what a turn, and what he console his shattered heart, and what come to realization of something what spiritual one, what he accepts. This is what we do find acceptance. He changed his mind towards despair. What he regards despair is purifying punishment. It was something not what it is that the God what inflicted upon him, this was despair or punishment. It was something what for his own good, this was a blessing in disguise, and what is a purifying punishment from God. No doubt, he suffered a lot. No doubt what he had been in the depth of and in the intensity of hopelessness and despair. But what the blessing come in the end? What the blessing comes in the end? Toil and coil and what all these words shows what despair or misery. But what comes in the end is what a journey to self-realization, to spirituality. And what he kissed the rod, what in the long run he has been blessed, kissed the rod, it means what he come closer to. The punishment, what it is a sort of satisfaction for him, that this punishment leads him to closer to God. This is what making the connection. This making the connection, come close to God. So much joy, happiness for him, a sort of satisfaction for him. It was something a spiritual journey for him. Acceptance on the part of poet, all this is. In the end, was his journey to self-realization. All this was in the end. Who is the hero? It may be poet, the speaker himself is the hero, what he struggles, what he tries his best to survive, and it may be God is the hero, but he says we both are the heroes, and what I come to the end, a journey to self-realization, to spirituality, and what he comes to God closer. What he shows is respect, my God, shows respect, is awe to God, is honor to God, my God. So what it is all about from the very beginning till to the end, what it is a journey to self-realization, what it is something purification for him, what it is for something which he comes to self-realization, to spirituality, and this is what he come closer to God. So thank you very much.